Okay, so just let me solve this one. You should try the next one. I think it is a very fairly easy one. So just see, just you have to start with the start symbol. Okay, so I know that if I defining the variable, this variable as a, now what will be my a will be, it will be a or small b. So I can write it like this, small a or small b. Okay, so now this is how my a is completed, and I need another variable to reach it from. This is two a's. Okay, so this is two a's, and I can take it to the variable of a b. So I am taking a b, and then there are two a's. Okay, so now it is b raised to power a star. Okay, b raised to power star. If you remember a star, what will do, it s tends to as, bs, and then a lambda. In the similar way for this one, you can also go with like this is a b star. So it means that I only want, oh sorry for that, I think it was only s tends to as, and then there is a epsilon. Okay, so in this one, if you consider this whole variable as b, now it means that b contains aa. Now it is raised to the power of star. So what do? You just take a start symbol s, and then what do you do? You take this variable b, and then it is s. Okay, so it means that it is bs. Why? So any number of b's can come, any number of b's can come, any number of b's can come. And if you want to stop, because this is raised to the power of star, so also want you want the epsilon, so write epsilon. So this will be your answer. Okay, so it is a little bit of confusing, because just think of it like that, because if the variable a is, you write a, you absolutely know, because I have assigned the value of a plus b to a, it will be either a or b. So that is clear. Okay, so now I want that these two, there are two placements of variables, so that signifies a even number. So there are, if there are two a's, it means every a is either a or b, and this a is either a or b. So these two a's signifies that there is a even length string, even length string. So to signify it, I had taken another variable b, and that b contains two a's. Okay, so if you are clearly seeing the expression, now it is just raised to the power of star, b raised to the power of star. So b star, if you remember what I do in case of a star, I just taken if I start symbol, it will be a s. Okay, so a is there, and s is there. For this b, what you do, and then there is epsilon. Okay, so for this b, what you do, start with the start symbol, and you want a b, and then there is a s. So this is s, this is s, and you want a star here. So this is b, and you raise it to the power, and there is a epsilon here. So epsilon can also come in the language. Okay, so because if you see, 0 is also a even number. So if there are zero number of there are zero length string, it's also a even number. So if you just derive a string, it can look like this, bs, and then there for b there are two a's, and then for two a's you can write it like b. Okay, so that will always be your even length string. Okay, so I think if you have any if you have derived it in any other way, so just let me know. I also can see the screen. Okay, so I think Fanindra has derived it in another way. So just let me see. I think B tends to B, and then there is a epsilon. Yeah, absolutely correct. So it is written in just two steps. Okay, so I have taken it to three steps. So what did Fanindra do? It taken this B and substitute the value of B in this one. So you can also do that. Okay, so that there is no problem. This is also a correct one. Okay, so I just always prefer to take it into the next level. Always try to do it in two or three steps. It will be easy for if you do that, but this is also correct. There is no problem in that. This is absolutely correct. So instead of this b, you can write directly aa instead of this b. So that is correct, and that is also correct. I think you get the point here. Now if you if now these are the easiest question that you will see. So I don't think I can copy and paste that, because there will be a problem when I copy and paste that. A will not be a raised to power of n. So just let me take a screenshot of this one and paste it there. Okay, so why it is not able to paste? Try copy and pasting it again. Okay, so I think I just wait for a minute. So just try the second question. The second question is a bit different. So it is if you're seeing the number of A's are equal to the number of B's. Okay, so if you're seeing the example, I think some students have given the example that I have told you in the previous lecture that we are discussing, that that there is something called a balanced approach, that some students have derived this like ASB and something like this as tends to ASB or AS something like this kind of expression is derived by some student, and I've told that this kind of expression is always balanced. If you're saying this is always balanced because there are three A's here and there are three B's here, there are three A's here and there are three A's here. Okay, so this kind of a tree is always balanced. Okay, so to do this question you need a balanced tree here because the number of A's are equal to the number of B's. Okay, so just try it yourself. I will tell you the answer in like 2-3 minutes, but this is an interesting question. So I also consider this as another building block, but it is not as a building block because it is not widely used. So it is also a very interesting question. So just try to do this second question yourself. I will tell you the answer. Okay, so just try it. Okay, absolutely correct derivation of a grammar by Fanindra. If you've seen, uh, just start with this, how to get a balanced tree. I have given you a hint here. So it will be I want the number of A's to be equal to the number of B's. So A and B. So now see the tree will be like this, ASB. Now there is again ASB and now there is again ASB. Okay. So how can you now stop? You can stop it by taking the epsilon here, but by taking a epsilon in this language, it will also say if I take epsilon in this starting language, it will in the starting symbol there is epsilon, so it will also say that in the language there is epsilon. But if you are clearly seeing here n is greater than equal to 1, so the smallest string is here is AB. So you cannot take epsilon, so you just stop this expression. You have to take the smallest string, that is your AB. Okay, so if you want to stop it, you will get. Now see, this tree is quite balanced here. So the number of A's are always equal to the number of B's. Okay, if there are 4 A's, there are 4 B's. In a similar way, if you want a single A and B, so you can go ahead and do it like that, A and B. Okay, in the similar way, any number of A's and any number of B's can be got from here. So there is no problem in that because the tree is always balanced. Okay, so why I consider this one as a building block? If you're saying in most of the question, this kind of thing is repeated here. Okay, so this in this fifth question, this is also repeated here. In this question, fifth question, there is also a raised to power n, p raised to power n with a little bit of a change here. In between there is another variable that does not depend upon this one. So again, there is a raised to power n and b raised to power n. So there is a raised to power n and b raised to power 2n. So it is one and the same thing. Okay, so keep that in mind. I consider this one as a third building block because this kind of expression is most widely used in many questions. You will see now see here b raised to power n, c raised to power m, and there is a raised to power n, d raised to power m. Okay, so it is again following the same steps. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is your third building block. The first building block is your A star, if you remember. The second building block was your I think A plus B star, and the third building block, keep that in mind, is a raised to power n and p raised to power n, where n is greater than equal to 1. Okay, so it can be 1, it can be 0, but I consider this here as 1. Okay, so now just try to solve this one, this third question. I think now this is a bit different question, because if you're seeing only those strings will come that will these any number of A's can come, any number of B's can come. This is fine. But after B, keep that in mind, after B, A cannot come, because it is written in such a way that after A only B can come. Keep that in mind. You do not want to do that kind of a thing, that A plus B star, because it is A is followed by B. Okay, so just try to do this one. I think you can easily do this one. Okay, just try. Okay, I think Jagan has given the answer here. Just let me see. Okay, I think both Jagan and Fanindra has given the same answer. So just let me see what is the answer here. A tends to us for, just wait for it. Okay. S starting symbol tends to a single A, then there is a B, and then there is a B, and then there is a, and then there is A star here, and then there is a B star here, I think. Yeah, B star. Okay, this is your epsilon and this is your epsilon. Okay, so starting symbol will be a single A, then there is a small b, and then it is followed by a. Okay, so I think that little bit, I'll make a little bit of mistake. Okay, so why it is necessary to do that? Okay, so it is just saying A followed by A star. Okay, B followed by B star. Okay, that is happening here. Okay, so I think that is correct. Okay, so it is just, if you're seeing the pattern here, A followed by any number of A's. Okay, yeah, that is correct. B followed by any number of B's. That is also correct. Okay, so I think that grammar is correct. Okay, so there is a little bit of change. I think that is made by Fanindra only in the starting expression. What does Fanindra do? It just taken this A, B, and then B. Okay, so A followed by A star. I think that is the same expression here. A followed by A star, and then there is a B star followed by B. Okay, so it is one and the same thing. So at least one A and one B will be a part of this language. Okay, so that both our expressions are correct. But you can also go something very easy like that, because you know that A has to be followed. This is a star and this is also a B star. So A has to be followed by a B star. You just take a starting symbol because it is okay. So it is greater than or equal to 1. So you can go it like this. It is, I prefer this one. So more variables I include. I try to tend to include more variables like A followed by a B. Now in this A, I can say that my A is A star. So because A star is not exactly A star, because at least one symbol should be there. So I can go it like this: A followed by a single A, and then there is a B followed by a single B. Okay, so that is that I prefer this one, but this is also correct and this one is also correct. Okay, so I include more variables, but that is fine. Okay, so if you want to do that, this is also fine, because you want to maintain that this is A star. Okay, so if you want to maintain A star, so you have to include say extra A in the starting symbol. That is absolutely correct. Okay, so this one is fine. This one is my way of doing it, and this one is also fine. So three of the different grammars are fine and okay. Okay, so now take a look at the fourth question, I think. Okay, so third question. Now take a look at the fourth question. Okay, so a little bit of there is a little bit of combination of A raised to power and B raised to power n with another thing, that is your C star. Okay, so you know about this one and you have to include this one. Okay, so just try it. I think you can easily do this now. I think someone has given the answer. Just let me wait for a minute. I just do this. Okay. 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 I think Jagan and Fanindra has given the answer. Okay. So it is given at 53. Okay. So I think, yeah, absolutely correct. Fanindra has preferred two variables. Okay. So that is S tends to AB, and then there a single a is tending to the same thing that we have already discussed. This is your building block. If there is s, there is s, and if you want, if there is greater than equal to 1, so there is again you have to include this one. Okay, so it will be a single a, then a followed by a b. Now it is a balanced tree, number of a's equal to the number of b's, and then there is a ab. For b you can just do a b star here. Okay, so I think for b, okay, so for b you can do this thing. Okay, so that is fine, that is absolutely correct. uh, I think Fanindra, you made a mistake. I think you, okay, so C for that. C, yeah, absolutely correct. I made a mistake here. So it is C here. Okay, because I want a C star. So that is why. So that is why it will be C. Okay, so if you build a tree, it will be like CB, CB. Any number of C's can come. I think there is the C is star. So that is absolutely fine. Okay. So just let me see if you include a epsilon here. Is this correct? No, no, no. I think this is C. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So that is absolutely correct. That expression is absolutely correct. Just let me see Jagan's expression. I think, yeah, absolutely. Jagan has made the same expression. So that both of the expressions are correct. You can also go with something like that. In place of A, you can also take the value of this and this. It can be done in one step, but this is a very efficient and effective way. If you ask me, if you include more variables, it will be very easy to you. But you do not include as much variables. Do not unnecessarily include more variables. So it will create a complexity. So I will discuss the next question in Tude. You will see that what they do in the question they ask, they unnecessarily include more variables to make the question more complex than it is. Okay, so more variables can also be used to create a complexity, but it is that this is the solution of the fourth one. That one is absolutely correct. Okay, so only bare necessary, we only need three variables. First is my start variable, and second is to take this one a raised to power and b raised to power and into consideration, and third one is c raised to power. That is absolutely correct. Okay, so now see this one, it is a little bit of different thing because the c is coming in between. Okay, so I think only you have to change the placement, but I think you can do it. Okay, so just try it yourself. I think you can do it. Okay. Okay, I think absolutely correct expression by Jagan. Absolutely correct. Jagan, well done. Okay. So if you're seeing there is a little bit of a problem in that, what will you consider to make a balanced tree? You have to take ASB. That is absolutely correct. But in between there is a C raised to power M. So what you do, you start with the starting symbol. So for balanced tree, you can take ASB. So number of A's and number of B's can be equal. But if you're seeing the value of C is greater than equal to 1. So at least one C is required in that. So what you do, you take another variable, and that variable will be, I think I take another variable like A and B. So this is again balanced, A and B is balanced, but now consider this one as A. Now what exactly you do with A? So just do star, any number of C's can come in between. Okay, so because this is raised to power of n, so you have to consider this one as another C. Now if you're seeing, if you want any number of A and B's, so if you're thinking that you will only get A and B, you will not get S. So just try to draw a derivation tree to see if it is correct or not. Okay, so do not stop by building the grammar. So just check it for a little bit of time that you are deriving the correct strings or not. Okay, so just take it A as B. Now in place of S, there is another A as B. Okay, so that is correct. So how can I stop it? I can stop it by going into that expression A. I can only stop this whole derivation tree by taking a terminal at the end, because there is no terminal, so this is non-terminal. So how can I reach a non-terminal? By getting to A. Okay, so how can I get to A? So I can get to A by using A, A, B. So it will be A, B. Now I also get a minimum one C in the expression. Okay, so how can I stop it? So if I want to stop it, it will be C. Okay, so it will be now number of B's are definitely equal, but there is at least one C in between. If you want another many C's, you just take a CA, any number of C's can be in there. So it can be done like that. Okay, so that particular expression for the fifth one is absolutely correct. I think if anybody has obtained another expression. Okay, so I think yeah, I think just let me see. Okay, so this is the expression given by Jagan. That is absolutely correct. Okay, so thumbs up for Jagan. I think I thought that you will be a little bit of it. It will be a little bit of difficult to understand how to tackle these kind of a thing. Okay, so now with the fifth question, I now think now you will be able to do all the questions. Okay, so there is only a little bit of difficulty in the fifth one, but in now I think sixth question is a very easy one. Okay, so just try it. I think you can easily do this. Yes, anybody has a doubt? Okay. If you have anybody has a doubt, just shout. I can clear your doubt. Okay. So this is my sixth question. I think Jagan has also given the answer and Fanindra has also given the answer. Okay. So now again the thing is same. You can take a raised to power b raised to power a raised to power n and b raised to power n in one variable and c raised to power m and d raised to power n in another variable. It can be ab, it can be abcd, but most preferably we are using ab, so that is why it is correct. Okay, so both the answers are correct that are given by Jagan as well as Fanindra. If you see that as tends to ab, the S tends to AB. So now you can write A. How can you write A? So A will be A inside A, and then there is a B. Because it is raised greater than equal to 1, so you have to include a single AB in that. Okay, so just, and in this one for B, keep that in mind, it is a C and D. Keep that in mind, it is a C and D. Do not think that you will write a B inside it. Okay, so I think some of you will make a mistake that writing a C and D. Okay, so this is the B and the smallest string will be your CD. Okay, so that is the correct one. I think most Jagan and Fanindra has exactly the same expression. Okay, so that is the correct one. Okay, so you can also give another expression, but I prefer that you include necessary variables that are fine. Okay, so now I think that is a little bit of a different question, the seventh one, because b is raised to power 2n here. Okay, so just try it yourself. I think just you have to include bb. Keep that in mind, you have to include bb, but also the n and n is there. Okay, so just tell me how can you solve this one? Okay, so I think Jagan Fanindra is now given the answer. I think there is a competition between Jagan and Fanindra. Okay, so now the seventh question, if I just say, I think that was sixth. Just let me see. Yeah, so this was seventh. Sorry for that. This was seventh. This was sixth. Okay, so seventh question. This is the seventh question. The seventh question is a raised to power n, b raised to power 2n. Okay, so now again the n is greater than equal to 1, so do not include epsilon in that. Just a little bit of a thing to take a care about it. Okay, so now what you do, you just take starting symbol. You can do it in starting symbol because we have already done a raised to power n and b raised to power n in starting symbol. So the only one thing is included in the starting symbol, that will be your b and another b. Okay, so if you include it, it will always be twice of that. Okay, smallest will be abb. If you have any doubt, you just take a syntax tree, you drive a string, it will be asbb, so it will always be bb, and always two b's will be derived. If you want another one, so it will be as again bb, and if you want to stop it, it will be A, B, B. Now, if there are three A's, there are six B's. Okay, so it is, if there are three A's, it is six B's. So that is fine. Okay, that is absolutely correct grammar that is obtained by Phanindra. Okay, so now see this. I think this is also a little bit of a difficult one because you have to take this B and M together and A and D as differently. Okay, so just try it. I think it will pose a little bit of a challenge to you. Okay. Okay, so I'll already the answers are in. Yes, yes, Farindra, M is greater than equal to 1. In the seventh question, I think I have not written M, sorry for that. And there is M is greater than equal to 1. Okay. So for that, I think Phanindra has given the answer as well as Jagan has also given the answer. And I think just let me see A and D. Okay. So I just write and see because all the answers are already given. So just I write and see what is the exact answer. Okay. So just let me do this. Okay. So now for the eighth one. Okay. Yeah, so it is a raised to power n, b raised to power m, c raised to power m, and d raised to power n. Okay, so where n and m is greater than equal to 1. Okay, so you have to take this b in one variable and is a and d in another variable. So how can you do that? So you can do this by taking into consideration that that the it can be taken as one variable, something like a here, and these two a and d will be different. Okay, so it can be starting with a. Now I want balanced here. I want a balance here, so I can do a single a, and then there is s, and then there is a d. Okay, that is fine. So I have now you can do this one a, and then there is a d. Okay, so for that a, if you want to define that a, it will be your now it is fine. Now it is just b and c. It will be because it is greater than equal to 1, so you have to include b is small c, and then there is bc. Okay, so just let me see if okay, so both of you have ASD, 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 AAD. Yeah, absolutely correct. Okay, so both of the answers that is given by Phanindra and Jagan are absolutely correct. Okay, so if you are thinking it, just take a little bit of time and derive a syntax tree. There is no hurry in that. So the syntax tree will not take any time. So if you're thinking that there in the expression there will be only A and D, this is not possible because for S, if you want to stop, you have to derive a because a in that a you are getting a non-terminal here. Okay, so you will get the a by using this AAD, and in that you will get a BC. Okay, so now if you see the smallest well will be AA. There are two A's and two B, and the B's and C's are equal. Okay, so that is how it is derived. Okay, so I hope you understand this one also. Now I think there is no challenge there. So little bit of a challenge by introducing this m plus n notation, but you I think you can do this also. So just take this, keep in mind that when the powers are same, when the bases are same, the power can be added. Okay, so just try to do this also, the ninth question. Yeah, absolutely correct derivation by Fanindra. So just a little bit of a modification in that one. So it is an easy question, just given it is given in such a way it looks difficult. Okay, so if you keep that in mind, BMS a raised to power m plus n, then there is a b raised to power m, and there is a c raised to power n. Okay, so n and m is again greater than equal to 1 here. So again, you can write this one as a raised to power m and then a raised to power n, and then there is a b raised to power m and c raised to power n. Okay, so this one is this a and b is equal here, and a and c is equal there. Okay, so you just take the same building block, the third building block that I've told you. Okay, so just start with the starting symbol. Now what you want in the starting symbol, you want the number of a's to be equal to the number of b's. Okay, so how can you make sure of it? It can be a, then s, then c, small c, and now to make sure that it will reach to the variable a, so it will be a, small a, and then small c. Okay, so it will be a tends to uh, a, a, b, and that because it is raised to power 1, so it can be ab. Okay, so now what exactly is happening here? So if you want a number of a's and number of c's to be now this one this whole these two things are considered in under one variable, that is your a variable, and this a's and c's are I think, just let me see if it is equal. I don't think it is equal, but you can also write it like this: a raised to power n. You can do it like this one also. Okay, so a raised to power n and a raised to power n, so it is one and the same thing. M plus n is equal to n plus m, because it is associative. So it is the plus symbol is associative. You can write it like this. Okay, so n plus m is same equal to m plus m. So in this way, you can consider this m and m as one variable, and this a and c as different variable. Okay, so it will come under a, so that is why it is coming under a raised to power m and b raised to power m is coming under a, and a and c is coming differently. Okay, so if you see, if you take a derivation tree, it will be a as c, and another, just take a little bit of a longer tree, a as c, and then there is a c, and then there is a b, and then there is ab. Okay, so just for a little bit of see that we are deriving it correctly or not. So it is 1 2 3 4 5 a's, 5 a's, and then there are 2 b's, and then there are 1 2 3. Okay, 3 c's. Okay, so if you're seeing a m plus n, where b is what, b is m and c is n. Okay, so if you're seeing 2 plus 3 is 5, so that is correct. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, in the similar way, I think now you can form the expression in any way you like. Okay, so the 10th question, just let me write it. I will ninth, what is the question? 10th question. Okay, so the 10th question is a raised to power n, b raised to power n plus m, and c raised to power m. A raised to power n, b raised to power n plus m, and c raised to power m. I think now you can easily do this one. You can take in this one as b raised to power m, and b raised to power m, and c raised to power m. Okay, so it becomes a very easy question. I think we have done this question earlier. Okay, so just tell me what will be the answer here. Okay, so I think absolutely correct expression by Jagan as well as Phanindra. So it is the same expression. I think we have already done it. So take a variable that is your s equal to a and b. So for that a, you will consider this a raised to power n and b raised to power n. For that b, you will take b raised to power n and c raised to power m. So this a will be a raised to power a, then b, and the smallest will be ab because it is n and m is greater than equal to 1 here. Okay. So in the similar way, you take this one as b, and then this is the same c, b, and then there is a c, and then there is a bc. Okay. So I think the last expression, I think you can also derive the 11th one. So try it on your own. So it can be c raised to power m and then c raised to power n. So it is one and the same thing. I think you can easily do this. So this is already done in this this question, I think. Okay. So this in this question. So all of the question that you for this grammar, I think you have understood that how to make a grammar. So mainly why I am following this approach, that you understand that exactly how to form a grammar, as well how to derive particular strings for the grammar, to understand in a language what exactly is a language. Okay. So now see the next question, you will understand a little bit of better. Now this in the second question it is asked here, the grammars A, S, B, B, S, A, S, S, A are equivalent or not equivalent, and they are saying the second grammar is equivalent or not. Okay, so I just take copy and paste this one, so it will be easy for you to for visibility. Okay, so if I just increase the size also, if I just arrange it in a better way, this is your grammar, and it is saying that this grammar is not equivalent. This is first grammar, this is your first grammar, and this is your second grammar, and it is saying that these two are not equivalent. In the same way, it is saying that this grammar, this is my another grammar, this is your first grammar here. Okay, so just in range here, let me arrange me. So this is the first grammar and this is your second grammar, and they are saying that they are equivalent. Okay, so you just have to tell me that which of the statement is S1 is true or S2 is true, which is the true. So you have to check the equivalency yourself. How will you check the equivalency? You take the grammar and they see that all the strings that are generated by first grammar is also generated by second grammar. Okay, in the same way, for second one also you take it and see it is possible or not. Okay, so just try it yourself. Okay, sorry for that. And for this grammar, you can derive a, but from this grammar, you will not be able to derive a. I don't think you will be. The smallest string will be A, S, B, and A. So it will be AB. So this string can you derive, but a cannot be derived from. So this grammar is not equivalent to this grammar. So that is correct. That is correct. Now see the second statement. Is it correct or not? Now for second statement, if you're seeing only this one is there, this one is also there in the expression, BSA is also there in the expression, lambda is also there. So only one thing is not there, that is your SS. So see from second grammar, can you derive this SSS? So just check. double S, and from this double S you can also put the value of SS to be again double S. Okay, so if you're seeing from this particular second grammar, you can also get 3 S's. Okay, so if you are able to get 3 S's, it means that this particular part is derivable from this grammar. So I can also include this one in this one. Okay, so it is derivable, so I think you can include this one and say that SSS is also a part of the grammar. So that is why these both of the grammars are equivalent. Okay, so don't go with checking every possible strings that is present in the grammar. So because if you go with the string and the grammars are equivalent, you have to take a lot of the strings to see that a grammar is equivalent or not. Okay, so instead of that, just recognize the pattern. So I'm seeing that this SS is already there, ASB is already there, CS. Most of the time it seems equivalent, so only one thing is not there, triple S. Okay, so from the second grammar, if triple S is derivable, you can directly say that this is the grammars are equivalent. Okay, so I am able to derive triple S from second grammar, so that is why this statement is also true. Okay, so S1 is true as well as S1 and S2, both statements are true. The first grammar is not equivalent because you are not able to derive AA from this grammar, but from this grammar you are not able to derive AA. But for this first grammar, AA can be derivable. So these are not equivalent because they are not generating the similar string. Okay, so also if you are seeing that yeah, also if you're seeing this is equal, this is equal, this is equal. Now can you take from second grammar, can you derive double S? So only one string is not present here, that is your double S. So just try it. S, from S you can go to ASB and then you can go to ASP. So double S cannot be derivable from the second grammar as well. If you're seeing it, double S cannot be derived for, because the smallest string you will get is A, or if you include two S's, it will include two A's and two B's. Okay, so that is not possible to include double S here, but triple S can be derivable from this one. Okay, so you can also see it like that. Okay, so if you go with one string, it will be a little bit of difficult, but if you understand the pattern that what is going on and what exactly is remaining, and if it is derivable from the second or the other grammar. Okay, so it is just like if you have done DBMS and there is something called what called a minimal cover. Okay, so if you have done this minimal cover, and what they do is they take on a bigger functional dependency and then there is a smaller functional dependency. Okay, so from this one there are some set of rules that from this one you approach to this one and saying these two are equal statements. Okay, so whatever is derivable from this smaller set, if it is derivable from this bigger set, it means that they are both equivalent. So the same thing is followed here. So okay, in the computer science, if you learn one concept, it is always used in other subject in some other way. Okay, so there are many things that will, like if you have seen in OS, and there is a concept, I will tell you about it, and there is in C, and there is a concept C, and there is a concept called, I think Peterson algorithm, or I think Johnson algorithm. Okay, so this algorithm, what it does, it predicts the size of the next packet. So what exactly the next packet will be. Okay, so now in OS the similar concept is used here, but now the name is totally different. In that one, if you have studied shortest time remaining first. Okay, so in that one, shortest time remaining first algorithm, because you know this algorithm is not what you call a practical algorithm. Okay, so this is not a practical algorithm because at the starting of the process you cannot know that which process is the shortest. You cannot see in the future. So this is the most efficient algorithm in OS, in scheduling algorithms, but it is not practical. So how can you do a practical version of that? By taking the same formula that is used in Johnson algorithm, is same formula is also used in predicting the burst time of next process. Okay, so these are the same concept, but they have given different name. In the similar way, the same concept, these are the same concept, but in DBMS it is minimal cover, in this one it is different. Okay, so if you learn one concept, it is very possible that in computer science that another concept is using with different name. Okay, so now this is a question. I will talk about this question in the next one, because absolutely there is no pattern in between. It will take a little bit of time. Okay, so just see this pattern here and tell me what is the language that is denoted by this particular grammar. Okay, so it is very easy one. Okay, so just try it yourself. The fourth one. So lambda is, again, remember, lambda is epsilon. Yeah, absolutely correct answer by Jagan. I think he derived it. It is odd number of A's. Jagan and Fanendra has given the right answer. Okay, so if you're directly seeing that this is even number of A's. Okay, so anytime you will get even number of A's from here, even number of A's, and in that A's even number, there is only one A is added. Okay, in the starting there is one single A is added. It means that it becomes 2n plus 1. Okay, so 2n plus 1 pattern is even number of A's. Okay, so in that one, but keep that in mind, the smallest you obtained from this one is uh, n greater than 1. Okay, so because if you're seeing in starting symbol, there is I think there is a problem here. No. That's, yeah, absolutely correct, because this is not even, this is odd. So the smallest is a single A, so you can get a single A. So all that is correct. Odd number of A's in that one. Okay. So now see this fifth one. This is a little bit different now. It is a very good practice if you go by option elimination method. Okay. So now they include if you are seeing the variable names are somewhat similar here. So this is S and this is S1. So to get you confused, okay, so there is no another variable like a, b. So by why they are using s1, s and s1, because they want to confuse you. Okay, so now see, the question is, the language given is a raised to power n, b raised to power n. To keep in mind that is not a raised to power n, b raised to power n, because n here is even and m is also even. M is also even. Okay, so just now you have to go with option elimination method and tell me which is the answer here. Okay, so just tell me. Take a little bit of time and just tell me what is the answer. Okay, so Funindra has already given the answer. Okay, so exactly what is happening here, if you see, the problem lies in the same thing that many people will make mistake. Okay, so after A there will be B. Okay, so keep that in mind. After A there will be B. Okay, so in the first one, if you're seeing, S tends to A S B, and now there is a S1. Now S1 saying is B S1 A, and then there is a lambda here. So it will be A B A B. So it is saying A B A B. So that is never possible. So after A B will come. After B A cannot come. So that is why this option is directly eliminated. In the same way, see this one, A S, and then there is a S1. So this kind of a derivation is not required, but they just they just want to confuse you. So that is why they included this. So it is B S B, and now there is a lambda. So A is followed by a B. So that is a possibility, but just let me see what can you do. Uh, so, okay, so the smallest string that is possible in that will be smallest string that is possible in that is a double A. Okay, so if n is even, it means zero number of A's can also come, because zero is also even. So that is why the smallest you will get from here. No. Okay, so epsilon is also possible in that one. There is no problem, because S can go to directly to S1 and S1 is going to lambda. Okay, so just keep in hold that B can also be a possibility for B. So check for C, tends to ASB, and then there is S1. So I will go to S1, and then there is, okay, so S1 AB. Okay, so I think that is also a possibility. So just let me see, S1 AB. Okay, so that is also a possibility. So I think that A is followed by a BB. So that is directly given by it. It is very clean expression AAS, and then there will be the even number of B's are also there. Okay, so the possibility from B, C, and D are always possible. Now C, how can we eliminate the option B? Can anybody tell me the string? It will be AAS, and then how can we eliminate this one? BSB. So BSB, it will always be balanced. Okay, so you cannot be able to derive a string like AAB. Okay, so no. So
Sir,
yeah.
in case of option B,
Mm-hmm.
WAB, WAB.
Double A B double, yeah, but after B A cannot come. It is
Yeah,
derivable.
sir. In B,
It is derivable from this one. You are saying?
yes, sir. In
What are you saying exactly?
sir, first take. um,
After B, if a can come. Okay, so this is as, sorry for that. This is as, so it means that after B, I just confuse it totally with the S1. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. So because you can go it like this. And S tends to AAS, and then you can go to S1, and after S1 there is again a S, so BSB. So from S you can get a. Okay, so from get a, it means that after B, A is coming. So that is not a possible thing for us, because after A only B can come, but B after B A cannot come. So that is wrong. Okay, so now this C, can you give me any other string for C? C is like ASB, and I think that is also doing the same thing. No, it is not doing the same thing. So it is ASB for S1. It will go to only S1 AB. Okay, so it seems correct. So what is the problem here? If it is a problem, double AB. Okay, two A's and two B's. So it is always balanced also. The number of A's are equal to number of B's. So I do not want that.
Sir,
Yeah.
in case of option C, we can take AB, just AB.
Yeah, AB. Uh, so AB is derivable from this one. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. AB is derivable from this one. So S tends to ASB, and then S tend goes to S1, and then S1 can be go to lambda. Okay. So AB is derivable from this C, and and A is odd and B is odd. So that is also be eliminated. So only option left is your D. Okay. So D is your option. Okay. So now in the similar way, the only question that is remaining from this tute is the, don't worry about it, in the next tute also, I will give you another tute. So you will always be one advanced from other classes. Okay, so this question, in the following grammar, how a number of A's are comparable to number of B's. Okay, so just try it yourself. So I will give you the answer, but try it yourself first. Okay, so only one question is remaining, and that is not a difficult question. Okay, so okay, so you can move on to the next class. Don't worry. If you have any doubt, you can ask.